I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV. I know the problem, you've got just one policy. You do the opposite of what the Donald does. Don't know what you believe just because you got that TDS. You've tested positive. There's nothing I can do for chronic low IQ. It's TDS. Open the borders, let my Donnie pick your pocket. Let the boys beat the girls, they got that extra rocket. A theology degree from Starbucks. You declare that America sucks. You got that TDS. You've tested positive. There's nothing I can do for chronic low IQ. It's TDS. If you're red, alright, let's get this party started. If you're left, you're blue and probably retarded. Like Rosie, De Niro, Jimmy Kimmel, Kathy Griffin. No kings, no kidding, we don't live in Great Britain. If J6 was the worst thing you've ever seen, Soros, burning Sadies, a mostly peaceful thing. Bring back the cartels, commute their crimes, sack the fact checkers like the New York Times. He's a Nazi, a fascist, a racist dictator who lets you say what you wanna say.
Luke, I am your daddy.
You got that TDS. You tested positive. There's nothing I can do for chronic low IQ. It's TDS. No matter what he says, you must be really dumb, 'cause you keep blaming Trump for your problems.
Side effects of Trump derangement syndrome may include violent behavior, delusions, nightmares, insomnia, irrational hatred, hopelessness, anxiety, depression, blue hair, tantrums, inability to form coherent speech, difficulty maintaining gainful employment, and verbal diarrhea.
There's no cure in sight.
Oh, I'm a fox. I'm asexual. I'm bi. I'm gender. I'm generic. I'm a black man. I'm a white woman. I'm Jewish. Nigga, we are people. You know, if aliens came down here, the last question they would ask is your fucking identity. They'd want to know where your liver is at so they can take it out. Everybody nowadays want a fucking label. Oh, I'm gender fluid. Oh, I'm butterbean. Oh, I'm black. Oh, I'm LQF. Oh, I'm WWE. Nigga, I don't give a damn. Are you a good person? Can you go to bed at night without worrying about somebody kicking your door in because you owe them money and you did them wrong? I don't give a fuck about your labels. The hell are we worried about? Are you a box truck? Got labels on you. I don't give a fuck about your labels. Everybody nowadays want to identify as something. Identify as your damn self. I respect everybody. Be who you want to be. But at the end of the day, it's not a label. Because the label existed before you and will exist after you. But you know what will never exist again is you. Ain't no dictionary definition. Merriam and Webster don't know who the fuck you are. But the world can if you just be that. Your identity does not affect your flavor. A leopard ain't gonna stop you because you black. Oh, this nigga tastes like Lowry's. No. A leopard gonna tear your ass up. This nigga scrumptious. Onion and garlic. This nigga seasoned well.
Or someone you know been diagnosed with TDS? The symptoms can be relentless. Fortunately, I'm Dr. Trump, and I have a treatment plan. Let's hear what some of my patients have to say.
I have been suffering for over a decade, and after listening to Dr. Trump, I can see some results.
Man, I've been suffering for years. I really didn't believe that was help out there. That was when I came across this video on TV.
I really thought I was a lost cause. This was gonna affect me for the rest of my life. But after using the treatment plan, I can see a difference.
I really wasn't sure I could help some of these people. They were so far gone, I wasn't really sure.
I had no idea how much this was affecting my life. My work is slowed down. I'm hardly recognizable anymore. I just needed help.
I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. Constantly angry. I made everyone miserable around me.
I feel like I've aged 20 years in the last 2 years. I've been so concerned. I was really starting to worry about my future.
The treatment is simple. Turn off. Fake news. Say your prayers, and if you ever feel anxious, just have a Diet Coke like me, and you're going to see a remarkable difference in your life.
You know, every time I hear President Trump refer to that Diet Coke, I think about one regret I have in my life. And it just, I guess I was just so focused on business. And by the way, folks, hey, welcome to the program. There I am sitting with President Trump, one-on-one across the desk there. And he says, hey, here you go. Do you want a Coke? And he pulled out a little, he keeps little glass Cokes. He didn't drink it out of the can, little glass Cokes. And I don't drink Coke. And I said, no, sir, thank you. And I didn't realize the gravity of the most important man in the world was handing me from his personal stock a Coke. And I should have kept that damn thing and put it in my bag. But you know what? I fumbled that ball when the president of the United States offered me a Coke. I fumbled that ball. Can you believe that? Anyway, folks, hey, welcome to the program. Remember, we do this 7 days a week, 7 a.m., 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And it's all about the crap, culture, race, and American politics. But today I wanted to do something a little different. This is kind of like, let's get to know each other a little bit better. And it's going to be really simple. I'm going to show you how it works, okay? You're just going to answer on each one, A or B. That's all it is. Like here, fried chicken or grilled steak? Are you a chicken person or are you a steak person? That's it. The answer is really A or B. Choose one. I know you may not eat it. Just choose one. If you had to choose one, what do you be? Are you a steak person? Dina's a steak person. Get it? Are you chicken? Are you beef? Which one is it? And it's just good to, watch all of us, family and friends here, together, right? And I'll be very transparent with you. I'm a bit off. I'm a bit off. Let me do this real quick. Hang on. And it's just me. It's just me when I say this. And so think of it as just a little bit of therapy for me because, getting to know each other is a big deal. Let me see how I say this right. This woman is my precious firstborn. This is my daughter. I'm trying to keep my composure. Hang on. We haven't talked in years. My daughter went off, USC, Cambridge in England, studied abroad. But I realize With our estrangement, I don't know my daughter anymore, who I raised to be what I thought, was a Wonder Woman warrior that could do anything. I didn't expect this. I didn't plan to show this. But somehow in my just kind of looking, getting ready for the show this morning, I came across this. And we're opposites. Yeah, I play and make fun of the Trump derangement syndrome, and I realize my daughter's squarely in that world. Right? And it's devastating not to know my precious child. I became a dad at 17. Abortion wasn't an option. That's just not what you do. And of course, as my career and everything evolves, and boy, have I had my hangups and everything else, but I raised my daughter. And I know a lot of people struggle with this, with the your children turning you, the parent, into the orphan. And so it kind of, as I was getting prepared, because I was going to talk on a different topic, I said, screw that. Let's just get to know each other a little better. Which I'd love to find out who my adult daughter is now, but this is my precious firstborn. Gifted, academically gifted, great looking, great gentle soul, raging liberal. Which is okay if that's her choice and she can defend it. We only had one really discussion years ago, and it was right at the beginning of the Obama era. And I was going to write a book I didn't write. And it was when we were seeing all this blue stuff moving into red areas, and I was going to write the book Purple Haze, right? Red and blue make purple. Purple Haze. I didn't do it. Too many things going on. But the one thing I had with her is, I remember her saying, it was something about saying Obama is the most incredible day of her life. And I tried to talk to her about it, and just a simple talk, and it didn't work. And I said, dear, you can believe what you want to believe. You just got to be able to defend it, because if you can't defend it, it's just a feeling. It's how you feel. Which how you feel is not necessarily your belief system. I think that kind of started maybe a final nail in the downhill, but here's my beautiful daughter. And so with that, I decided to do something a little bit different today. Like, let's get to know each other. It's very simple. It's binary. It's either A or B. That's it. It's either A or B. And so you're going to answer in chat, and we'll kind of get to compare each other and see where it all falls. Which one are you? And let's get to know each other a little bit better. Is that okay? Hey, by the way, today's program is brought to you by the fine folks at Goldco. Here's what I'm asking you to do. Just go to jovanlovesgold.com. I do this with Goldco. Request the free gold and silver kit today. You need to understand why you should have some physical assets in your portfolio. Gold and silver is key. They're going to switch us to digital. It's going to happen. And the control they're going to have over us is nuts. I often wonder, and I'll just give you kind of a simple example. I wonder about my daughter, who for years and years and years worked as a waitress as she was in school, and all of that was money under the table. And do liberals even understand that goes away too? It just goes away. It's the ultimate control. So with that, since we're all friends and family here, you're going to answer in a binary fashion. A or B. Are you a chicken lover, or are you a steak lover? Share this program. We'll get started right after this. And by the way, for those blue-haired pink protesters, I just can't help but laugh every time I see this.
Rennie Good was a gifted soul, a writer and a poet and a mother, wow. She tried to hit an agent with her car, oh no! Pop, motherfucker, now she's gone! Yeah, yeah, yeah! Being a fucking liberal is a mental disease. Blue-haired and fuckables with a septum ring. You are not a hero, you're a fucking disease! You fuck around and find out it's what it is! Jeffrey Pretty was a Jewish homo. Started talking shit to protect a chomo. He was getting nicked when he pulled a gun. Bam, motherfucker, now you're gone! Yeah, yeah, yeah! Being a fucking liberal is a mental disease. Blue-haired and fuckables with a septum ring. You are not a hero, you're a fucking disease! Fuck around and find out what that is!
Is technology killing our children? Are we inadvertently tuning our precious children and grandchildren into killers? The Gollum effect is real and it is stealing our children. Award-winning, 4-time best-selling author, technology pioneer and futurist, Jovan Hutton Pulitzer presents the definitive manual saving your children, grandchildren, and all future children from the Gollum effect. Precious pixels. Deadly devices, how the digital and social era is creating killer kids. The Gollum effect is real, and it is stealing our children. The Gollum effect is not fiction or exaggeration. It is the quiet, relentless transformation happening in homes, schools, and bedrooms across our nation. Just as Smeagol became the hollow, obsessive Gollum clutching his precious ring, our children are being consumed by screens, algorithms, and digital validation that promise connection but deliver isolation, anxiety, fractured attention, and distorted identities. We see it in the toddler who tantrums without a tablet, the teen who cannot hold a conversation without checking notifications, and the young adult adrift in comparison and purposeless scrolling. As parents and as a nation, we must name this enemy clearly. It is not neutral technology. It is a powerful force engineered for addiction that preys on developing brains, eroding the very qualities our children need most. Deep focus, real relationships, resilience, creativity, and a secure sense of self. Ignoring it or downplaying it has already cost us dearly. Are data centers going to destroy America? Will data centers and artificial intelligence rob our water supplies? Will it drive up our energy costs? What's fact? What's fiction? Here is the truth no one talks about. America must win the AI data center war or surrender the future to the great dragon. Award-winning, 4-time best-selling author, technology pioneer and futurist, Jovan Hutton Pulitzer presents the definitive manual for winning this war against China. The Three-Toed Dragon, Communist China's secret war to end American AI and data centers. China's relentless drive for AI dominance is no longer a distant threat. Through massive state-backed infrastructure, voracious energy consumption, and strategic control of global supply chains, the CCP is building an unstoppable technological empire. While America debates policy, China executes. This is...
Warning. The following program has been rated Gilligaff and is intended for open-minded audiences. If the truth offends you, or if you are allergic to focused intensity, intellectual athleticism, or the occasional F-bomb or even irreverent humor, please switch off now. If your delicate sensibilities need to be worried about or addressed, might we recommend the Underwater Basket Weaving channel to you? Otherwise, sit back, enjoy the wisdom, insight, and wicked sense of humor.
Cut the crap. How many times a day do you want to say that to politicians? The elite, the loony liberals, the fake news media. In the gender-confused, emotional socialist snowflake crowd, cut the crap is your secret weapon for fighting for our freedoms and our great republic. It all begins with a massive mental enema, freeing you from the toxic news and politically correct views, which constipate your consciousness with stinking thinking. Your host, Jovan Hutton Pulitzer. He's known for calling out politicians and telling them to cut the crap. You've seen him on virtually every television network and listened to him on Coast to Coast Radio. And now he's here to help you learn to fight for America. Culture, race, and American politics. They all have one thing in common. They all need to cut the crap. Now, here's your host, Jovan Hutton Pulitzer.
Okay, folks, we're going to do a little bit of binary game playing. It's just to get to know each other. You know, maybe you're Glitter in the Kitchen over on Instagram or Rebecca on Instagram. Maybe your Threads over on YouTube. The answers are very simple, right? It's either A or B. Every choice of what I'm going to show you this program is A or B. And it's only designed for us to get to know each other a little bit better and a little more personal. You know, we're family and friends here, right? We all have our ups and downs. A lot of us are dealing with this, estrangement from our children, etc. We're dealing with this political crap. We're dealing with the president that's fighting exactly what needs to be fought when it comes to fixing the elections, and a whole election integrity force going other directions and doing other stuff, trying to remain relevant, but while defeating the president's policy. Every now and then, it's just good to take a break. And that's what this is about. You'll put your answers in chat. It's a way for me to kind of see where you fall on this binary spectrum, but also with your fellow family and friends that all join us here as we do this crapping culture, race, and American politics. So try to keep your answers to A and B, even if it's not, I don't eat meat, I just lick it. That's okay. Just do an A or just do a B if you had to make a choice. Here's your choice number one. And kind of watch your fellow crap addicts and see where they fall on this binary spectrum. Ready? Are you chicken or a steak person? What are you? Are you a chicken or a steak person? Put it in chat. It's either A or B. Now, for me, I really like chicken. I think chicken's probably one of our most disgusting things we have out there. Most people steak, and I love steak, and I have the best steak in the world, by the way. Herd's been genetically controlled for 30 plus generation, no antibiotics, none of that crap. You know how it is. But I truly dig chicken. I think I like pheasant better, but pheasant's so hard to get a hold of. And you kind of have to learn, if you've ever eaten a chicken that was a yard board, it's tough as nails. It's like eating leather. So it's only good for the stew pot, for the dumpling spot. Boy, doesn't that sound good? Some dumplings. Yesterday, everything came from the garden. I did fennel and snow peas and cabbage and Malamar spinach and onions and various kinds of peppers, chopped them all up, sauteed them, served them over a bowl of mashed potatoes. Was the bomb. So one of the places I want to get to is 100% controlling my food supply. So A or B, are you a chicken or a beef person? Put it in chat. Okay, here's your next one, your next binary choice. Some say this says a lot about your personality, right? Primarily. All of these are primarily which one you are. You could be both. It could be whatever, right? It could be one of those people. You could go either way. Dogs or cats? Which one are you? Dogs are cats. Right? Dog or cats. And if you want to call out a troll, right? It's totally fine. People are looking to get attention. You know the rules in the program. Even if they're a foodist femboy, we'll give them 3 times they're out. They'll be gone forever. They'll make their own choice. You don't need to do it. Are you, right? Are you a dog person or a cat person? You can be both. Don't say both. I'm asking you to choose your primary. Are you a dog person or are you a cat person? You ever thought about it? Right? Cats can be great. Cats can be really lovable. Most of them are aloof. I too like both, but I'd have to say primarily for me, I'm a dog person. You ready? Hey, Marianne. Hey, Woody. Mariana, how you doing? It's just a binary test, right? And we've already got people in YouTube. You can't eat both. You can't hurt them. Go vegan. I guess I should have done C. It should be, are you fried chicken? A. Are you meat? B. Are you C? What ADO head tells you the way you should live your life, you should be. Sorry, ADO. I didn't see you early enough to know that you dictate people's livelihoods. I'd given the C choice, but we're doing A or B choice. You ready? Here you go. Are you a car person or are you a truck person? Now, I like both. I have to tell you, my most favorite car of mine is the BMW 850, which is their largest sedan, right? I love BMWs. Amazing vehicle. Amazing vehicle. Where do I feel most comfortable and what do I spend most of my day in? A Ford pickup truck. Right? Where are you? Are you a car or are you a truck person? Yes, you can have SUV, but I didn't put it on there. And that's why it's binary, either or. Are you primarily a car person or are you primarily a truck person? Have you ever given any of these any thought to kind of think about what you are? How do you interact? Here's one for you. This is really interesting. I think this says a lot, possibly in life, about how you connect to the things around you. You ready? Rose or wildflower? And let's let the rose stand for, should we call them a cultured flower, a little gift shop flower? Or are you more a wildflower kind of person? I like both. I have to tell you, between the two, it's wildflower. I adore flowers. At some point in my life, I would really love to build a monstrous controlled environment greenhouse and grow nothing but rare flowers. There's something, when I see flowers, I see God in living color. When I really, really think about it, how did something like this become so unique, so amazing, such beautiful colors? And if you really pay attention and look around, flowers, I think, are incredibly amazing. Which one are you? Are you more a cut flowered person? My favorite chica loves roses. And dear, I will sprinkle rose petals all around your bedroom for you, sweetheart. Roses are great. And I really love exotic roses. Some of the different colors they have in roses, right? This is a hard choice. But where do you fall on this spectrum? Are you a wildflower type person? Right? Or are you a cut flower type person? And by the way, the benefit of wildflowers affect our environment so much and our entire food chain. Again, one of the things on my wish list, I would love to have 100 acres of nothing, but I want them color organized. Rows and rows and rows of wildflowers by colors, and do this incredible, and I hate to say rainbow now because they hijacked it, but this incredible field of wildflowers. There's something about looking out of the beauty of the land for me for wildflowers, right? That's amazing. Now, Joe tells us he could grow flowers of the plastic kind. You know, some of them are looking pretty good, but you can't put them where they get dusty or sun bleached because they go away. But are you a cut flower person or a wildflower person? Here's a good challenge to your binary. You ready? Mountains or beaches? Which one are you? Mountains or beaches? I think somebody said loving flowers, wanting to grow flowers is gay. I would disagree with you, right? I would disagree with you. And here's why. The colors that God and Mother Nature have done, but the fact that they complete the circle of life with that bee, and they're just there, again shows me how well and intelligently designed our world is. Because for me, it's not random. But anyway, are you mountains? Are you a mountain mama? Like Liberty? Are you beaches? Now, in my life, I have both mountains and beaches. Now, I only get to the beach, part of the family property, every few years. And I have to tell you, it's nice. We're on an island. It's a chain of islands. This is the largest part of the island with the least inhabitants. I think there's less than 400 of us. The house, you know, there's all kinds of iguanas and crabs and flamingos everywhere. And right out the backyard, got a lagoon. The lagoon in its shortest part will run about 100 yards out. 200 yards out, it drops to a reef, and that reef will drop thousands of feet deep. Have a little local. His nickname's Tommy Boy. Pushing 80. But if you cut off his head, he runs around in a little yellow banana hammock. But if you were to cut off his head, he'd look like he was 25 years old. Just an amazing specimen, right? And he will go out, give him a $100 bill, which is a lot in his life. He will go out and he'll dive the reef. Come back up to the backyard where we have a fish cleaning station. And he will proceed to prepare, meaning not cook, but, you know, scale or whatever the case may be. On average, 50 large lobsters, 50 or 60 large conch, you know, the big shells conch, like they go, you know, blow them for horns, conch. And for 2 weeks, they'll do nothing but eat red or black beans and rice, conch and lobster, right from the ocean. No technology, not even phones, no technology, no satellite, no cell service, just ocean and sand. And a very old DVD collection, or not even DVD, sorry, VHS collection, and just kind of sit around and not do a thing. Now, if you've never done that, and if you've never had conch, you know what conch is? Let me do this. Hang on. Most people have seen them. Let me just pop one up on my screen. Most people have seen this animal, right? Let me put it on my screen. Stand by. And about every one in several thousand, one will have a pearl. They're really well known for pink pearls and for purple pearls, but the pearls will be marbles. They're exceptionally rare, but extremely valuable. This is a conch. Now, how do you eat a conch? You take it out, you cut off. It's got a little hard toe bottom that closes that shell off if you see one in it. And you kind of fillet them and lay them out. They roll them out into like a steak. And you butter, batter, fry them. If you've never had conch, you've got to try conch. It's amazing. But I do have to tell you, at my heart and have always been, I am a mountain boy. When I look across the valleys and stuff, almost every day in my life, again, I see God. I just see amazing, amazing stuff. Predominantly, which one are you? Primarily, are you a mountain person? That would be your environment. Or B, are you an ocean or beach person? And I think it's good to have a balance of both in your life if you can do it. I think that's great. Now here's your next binary choice. Something I've been both in my life, and at different periods of my life, it seems to rotate for me. Are you a morning person or are you a nighttime person? What are you? Are you a morning person or are you a nighttime person? Now, almost every day I see the sunrise. There was a time in my life I might go to bed at 3 a.m. and then get back up at 5:30 in the morning, and I was a nighttime person. But that changes. I don't know if it's changing with age. I'd rather be asleep at night, but I do like walking out at night looking at the moon. I do like looking at the stars. There's something magical about looking up at those stars for me and knowing our ancestors thousands of years ago were looking at the same exact stars. I find that interesting. Which one are you? Which one are you predominantly? Are you a morning person? Are you a nighttime person? And I have one rule for my chat: stay on topic. And I know femboys are sissy, prissy, and emotional, but just a word to wise, if you want to stay here at home, kind of focus on what it is. Get to know the people here. Don't make it about morning or night. Interesting thing is, which one smells better to you? The cool air as the sun's just about to come up and the dew's on the ground, or the nighttime air when it's really clear and it's starting to cool down? Which one brings you greater peace? Have you experienced both of them? Have you experienced both of them? Do you incorporate both of them into your life? What do you think? And I know these are binary. I'm keeping it specifically binary. The drill is, what are you? Get to know you. Look at the various people in chat. What are you? How do you compare? How do you compare with the people that all gather here today? You ready? Fried fish, raw fish. Are you a fish and chips kind of person? fried fish. By the way, fish and chips just reminded me of something. I always like watching documentaries, but I just started watching. I carved time out just to kind of relax. On Amazon, Clarkson Farm. You know, Jeremy Clarkson, his name, you know, the British host or whatever, and he's retired from racing cars and stuff. Right? And now he's doing a big farm. Any of you watch that? It's pretty damn engaging. Even though it's a lot of stuff I know, it's pretty damn engaging. So fish and chips made me think of that. But which one are you, fried fish or raw fish? Now, let me give you a little parameters here. Raw fish is not sushi. Sushi literally means with rice. Raw fish is what is called sashimi. Right? Now, I grew up a Southern boy. All summer, you're eating fried catfish. I've eaten so much catfish in my life as a kid. You know, being part of the Beverly Hillbillies and the Deliverance Bunch all at once. I've eaten a buttload of fried catfish. I've got to where I just don't like catfish anymore, except if it's big enough catfish where you get a thing called catfish belly. It's just the belly of the catfish. And they lay it out flat, and then they cut it into strips. But it's specifically the catfish belly. I'm telling you, that thing, the bomb. But if I had to choose between fried fish and raw fish, I adore raw fish. Now, number one, I know most people go, don't knock it until you've tried it. You know, I live in an area where you can go to the lake and you can catch pike, right? Walleye, big stuff. I love fresh fish. But I was an adult before I ever tried raw fish. True raw fish. We're not talking going to the grocery store and eat raw fish. True raw fish. Sashimi grade. There's a grading system. Raw fish. And I have to tell you, if you're one of these people where, like, if you eat pineapple, raw pineapple, and it really makes your gut feel well because you can feel the enzymes and stuff like that because it's alive, raw fish is the same way. Raw fish, if you've never had it, is something you have to try in your lifetime. Go to a sushi restaurant, not in a small town, in a bigger town where it's really fresh. And the reason you have wasabi and ginger is because if there's, you know, any issues with it, that takes care of it. But raw fish is amazing. And it, raw fish really kind of set your body alive with the enzymes. And when I mean that, there's something about it that just kind of it's living food. It's amazing. And my most favorite raw fish is sea scallop. People can get sick from raw fish if you're going to go to the store or an Asian market and buy raw fish and don't buy sushi grade. Same way people can get sick from pork not cooked right. Same way people can get sick from chicken not cooked right. If you ever have a chance to try sea scallop, so they open the scallop shell, and there's this tubular scallop, and on the bottom it's got the chewy, crunchy, chewed bubblegum pieces of bits. You cut that off. And then they slice it. It's about, if it's a real good, and it's about the size of a 50-cent piece, and they slice it. Right then, raw, put a little lemon juice on it, pop it in your mouth. It's weird. It's still alive. It moves a little bit. I know that sounds weird, but you want to talk about some of the best food. And you got to be real careful with seafood. Like, I won't eat oysters in the United States. France, different issue. Go right there by the Hotel de Louvre in Paris. They got this little oyster shack that sits on the right, and all of the ships come in with the oysters from the Brittany coast and stuff. Buy them a dozen at a time. I'll sit there and I'll eat a dozen raw oysters. Bang. But if you've never tried a raw scallop and you get a chance in your life to do it at a really good place of quality stuff, you should try it. Right? I think when you try fish raw, right, you really know what the fish is. You know how it should taste, what it really brings to the table outside of it. Now, I love salmon. My best way to do salmon is I love grilled with tons of barbecue sauce that it's gooey and sticky. And there's nothing better. I know it's going to sound weird to you, but you have your grilled salmon, okay? Skin down. You grill it, you flip it, put a lot of barbecue sauce. You've already got gooey. Flip it back over. I like to get gooey. I like my grilled salmon a little bit on the drier side, little crusty edges. But there's nothing better than pulling off that crispy salmon skin and making a barbecued salmon skin sandwich. I didn't say salmon. I said salmon skin. It's truly a delicacy. I know it sounds weird, but I got so obsessed with raw fish that one of the adventures I did in my life was to do the Alaskan salmon run, you know, when the bears are standing in the river, doing the salmon, catching salmon on the boat, having wasabi, having ginger, and filleting that raw salmon right there on the boat, eating it. You talk about something that's pretty nice. It's actually good. And if you've never, and yes, the salmon skin does need to be crunchy, but it's awesome. Or true king crab, not the stuff you get in the store, but I love crunchy fish skin. I know that sounds weird. Here's another one for you. Ready? If you had to choose between the two, are you a snake person or are you a turtle person? Are you a snake person or are you a turtle person? Now, you can think of it as a pet. You can think of it as food. Like, I've eaten rattlesnake. Ran over a huge rattler on expedition once. We just cooked it up. They have very fine bones you got to deal with, but rattlers are not bad. Now, I have heard from people in Appalachia that snapper turtle is the bomb, and it supposedly has dark meat, white meat. Some taste like chicken, some taste like fish, some taste like steak. I can't bring myself to eat a snapping turtle, right? But I hear they're great. They're supposed to have no bones. They're supposed to be really good. Pop off the shell, pull the sucker out, and there's really no bones on it. It's supposed to be a delicacy. Although you do know, in my travels abroad, I have eaten turtle penis. True thing. Evidently, turtles have a long penis, and which goes the length of their body, kind of like me, but I digress. They pull out this, it's not quite gristle, as in a steak, chewy, toenail kind of gristle. It's crunchy and edible, and they grill it and then barbecue it, and it's turtle penis. Yes, I've eaten turtle penis. But what are you? Are you a snake person? Right? Or are you a turtle person? Somebody asked, well, why in the hell would you do that? I wanted to try. Like in China. The country's so poor and people eat crap from lizards and scorpions and stuff. One of the delicacies they have when you go to a gas station in China is barbecued duck head. Yeah. It's just the round part of the head with the bill still on it. They barbecue them and dip them in barbecue sauce, and barbecue them and dip them in barbecue sauce. It's kind of like a lollipop, gooey lollipop, and you don't eat the bone and you don't eat the bill. You just chew the barbecue sauce off of it. And they're at every gas station in China. That's like street food. Right? So are you a snake or a turtle person? Here you go. Here's a real test. You're going to do a movie. Are you going to do a Hollywood movie and that's your preference? Or are you going to do a documentary? Rhodes' wifey, I like her. She's honest. She says, I love me some penis. Are you going to go to the movie theater to watch an entertainment movie? Now, this is a very specific question. This is not about supporting Hollywood or not supporting Hollywood. This is just a flavor question, kind of like food. Are you more inclined to watch something that's entertainment, a movie? Or are you more inclined to watch a documentary? So it's not about theaters. It's about style. What are you more inclined to give your time to? Kimberly Moxie are saying snappers make good soup. I've heard that, Kim, right? And she said she even went frog gigging with her mom. I actually, as a kid, would frog gig and loved frog legs. Then one time I bought some frog legs from an Asian market trying to recapture a childhood memory of going gigging with my dad, and the things were nasty and it almost completely turned me off. But frog legs are great. Are you a entertainment escapist? Or are you feed my brain escapist? Primarily for me, I'm a documentary person. I like the escapism too, you know, for my new book, The Gollum Effect. I actually rewatched the trilogy of the Lord of the Rings, and it was fantastic. Did you know Lord of the Rings is being protested as being a movie that will have you have conservative values? Did you know that? I find that interesting. Anyway, which one are you? For me, if I'm going to sit down, I want to watch something that can be educated. And yes, there's merit right now just to watch something. I used to think about movies. I'd do a movie once a week, 15 years ago. And before, I'd do a movie once a week because it was good escape from business and everything else. Now you can't escape politics in a fucking movie. They've just destroyed it. So I have no, I think for the Hollywood stuff that's going on. But if I can feed my brain and teach myself something new, I want to teach myself something new. Here you go. Beer or wine? Which are you? Beer or wine? Liberty Mom says she can't escape ticks in her yard. Liberty Mom, you need to get you some guineas. They will wipe out the ticks on all of your land. They're amazing. Beer or wine? Which one are you? Have you ever thought about it? You got to choose one. Are you beer or wine? At one point in my life, and for the predominant part of my life, I don't drink. I only started consuming alcohol later in life, not early, not even high school or anything like that, or any of my young years. I just didn't do it. When I did, I would enjoy a good beer. Now, I like a really good beer with Mexican food. Modelo. Right? If you want to go to the other side, Dos Equis. I mean, Corona, forget it. But a really, really good beer with Mexican food, the Mexican food has to be authentic. It has to be hot. I love that. I like a really good German beer, and I'm a wimp. I'm on the light side. I don't like the dark beers. It's just not for me, although it's probably inherent to my DNA. I really like the white beers, light beers. But so with good sausages or something, yeah, a beer. But I have to say, older in life, I'm a wine guy. And I never was a wine guy at any other time in my life. Now I do, for the very first time, truly enjoy a really good wine. And I'm the same way. I search out incredible wines. Like, I get the wine that's made specifically from the exact grapes that the Greeks used. I've shown you this before. And when I happen to be in a vehicle and drive across the country, when I find somebody that has it, I will buy a case of it. My wines, for me, I love champagne. My wines, I have gone exclusively, it's only going to come from Israel. And it's just my way to support Israel. But I got to tell you, I like wine. I'm not a red wine person as much as I am a white wine person, right? But I occasionally like to have a wine, but what I enjoy most of all, champagne. Here you go. Ready? Shrimp or oysters? If you've got to choose one, what is it? And some of you are asking, did I start my crock of wine? The cradle of wine civilization is Georgia. Not in the deliverance sense, but as in the Ural Mountains, Georgia, the foreign country. They have now proven that's where all wine comes from. I am fascinated with their wine culture because here's what they do. Most people don't drink wines. The number one reason I never drink any wines in the U.S. is because they require sulfates to be in them, and it just gives me an instant headache. I'm not down for that. I would drink wines in Europe because they don't require the sulfides, and it's very enjoyable. But in ancient Georgia, you can look it up, the way they make their wines is they have a very large clay amphora, which is, we don't call it a vase. And these things are big enough for a man to crawl inside. They bury them in the ground up to the lip top. They take their grapes right from the vineyard. They pick the grapes, they throw it in the amphora. They don't do anything else. Nothing else. No chemical balancing. No, it's got to use this yeast. They use the right yeast, right? If it's right yeast, the grapes themselves have a natural yeast on it. And so what happens is they throw it in, they'll have water in there, they stir it a bit, they cap it, and then it does its own transformation, not all the chemical stuff they do with wines and stuff, and it turns into wine on its own. It usually does it in a few months' time. And then they just kind of scoop it all out, scoop the fluid out, and, have the leftover parts. I'm fascinated with that. But here's the catch. Those ancient grapes, which are all over, European countries, Georgia, they won't allow anybody to buy them and bring them into the U.S., which is kind of like cornering the market. I really want to create one of these little in-ground vats and stuff and make some wine that way. Even to the point I've already cut out the socket to build it in the side of a mountain where it stays right at the right temperature. So I'm fascinated with that. with that wine stuff, but that's what it is. Let's go back. So are you shrimp or oysters? Shrimp or oysters? For me, I like shrimp. The best shrimp in the world I found are Argentinian shrimp. They're really big. I'm not a big consumer of Gulf shrimp, that are gray, even though I grew up in Texas and they were all over the place. But shrimp from Argentina are really big, and they're nice, right? They're nice. And I like shrimp. I like stir-fried shrimp with jalapenos. In fact, more jalapenos than shrimp. Super hot. As far as oysters, like I told you, I'll only eat oysters in Europe. I do not eat oysters in the United States of America. We just don't have a good enough system for me to trust oysters in the United States. It's just my personal preference. But let me tell you, if you've never had, again, raw oysters, fried oysters are fine, but if you've never had raw oysters, it's something you should do in your life. Little sherry wine and shallots and stuff, slurp it up. Again, it's one of those things that just kind of makes your body feel alive. I know they look like a loogie, among other things. Raw oysters are the bomb. Ready? Here's your next choice. Binary. Either is or isn't. Are you a fried egg person or a scrambled egg person? What are you? And why are you? Are you a fried egg person or a scrambled egg person? For me, when I was a kid, I loved fried eggs with runny yolks. I don't know why I can't stomach a runny yolk. I like fried eggs over hard. If I had a choice, it's fried eggs over hard versus scrambled eggs. But you got to do them at home either way you're going to do them, because the stuff you get at the hotels and stuff, that's just synthetic bullshit. But I used to be fried over easy. Now I'm fried over hard. I adore fried eggs. Toast, mayonnaise, couple of fried eggs on it. One of the best sandwiches there are. Scrambled's great. I had scrambled the other day with garden vegetables in it and scrambled eggs, everything coming, from the family farm. But if I have a choice, I'm fried egg. Which one are you? Are you a fried egg person? And yes, I who said that? Shepherd, we're the same way. Not fried in grease, fried in butter. I preferred them over hard fried in butter, right? There's only one thing that's better than an over hard, over hard, not over easy, over hard egg, fried egg and butter, fried in butter, and it's fried in what? Do you know what this is? I adore eggs fried. There you go, baby. Zillow, bacon grease. If you've got bacon grease left over, how many of you, by the way, just put it in chat. Did your folks have a bacon grease pot on the stove that every time bacon was made, they just scratched the grease over into the thing and it would, it'd be there for all time. But tallow is fine. But in bacon grease, Henry knows what I'm talking about. That shit's the bomb, right? That shit's the bomb. You like poaching? Poaching's fine. Poaching, I'll deal with poaching if it's a little on the harder side, a little bit runny, but on an English muffin. That's my egg preference. And the two things I like, and this is a very Jewish thing, but two things I love with fried eggs. If you've never had it for breakfast, write this down one day to try it. Fry yourself 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, doesn't matter. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to clog your arteries. That's horse shit. Fry yourself up some eggs over hard. and have them with sliced radishes and sliced tomatoes. That's a breakfast. I know it sounds weird. But if you've never had just fried eggs with sliced radishes, red radishes, go get them from the store. It's totally fine. And tomatoes. That's the bomb. Okay, here you go. Ready? Are you a baked potatoer or a fried potatoer? And why? Everybody's going to go have a big breakfast after this. Are you a baked potatoer or are you a fried potatoer? A lot of baked potatoers. I have to say, if I had to choose the two, it's baked potato. Questions. Do you eat the skin? See, when I'm cooking a baked potato, I'm going to take the potato, I'm going to oil it. I'm going to talk dirty. No, I'm going to oil it. I'm going to fork it. I'm going to put salt and pepper and garlic powder and onion powder on it. I'm going to wrap it in foil. I'm going to throw it in the coals and let the coals do it, right? I love baked potatoes. I love baked potatoes that are cooked over an open fire, but I think the best part's the skin. Especially if you can master it where the inside's fluffy, potato still clings to the skin, the potato's soft, but the skin is crunchy. That's the bomb. I love baked potatoes. Like I told you last night, all stir-fried vegetables from the garden served over mashed potatoes. And if you've ever had purple mashed potatoes, mine won't harvest for about another few weeks. Purple mashed potatoes are the bomb. Now, I like French fries. Don't get me wrong. Couple times a year, I get a hankering for French fries, and go to a restaurant. Not greasy fries. I don't like greasy fries. So they can't be soggy, which sometimes soggy ones are better if they get a little cold. But what kind of fry you like? I like it to pop when you bite it, but be soft on the inside. And the best of all, French fries with truffle oil. Have you ever had fries with authentic truffle oil? Right? Of course, once every 5 years, you got to eat tater tots with cheese on them or some stupid shit like that. But French fries with truffle oil. But if I had to choose, I'm a baked potato guy, and I like my baked potato sloppy. Sour cream, right? I can do with or without the cheese, but butter, sour cream, chives, fresh raw jalapenos, and tomatoes. The only thing that's better, you ready for this? The only thing that's better, and if you haven't tried it, trust me, just try it once. Take your baked potato, scoop your white meat out, mash it up, put it back in with your butter, and then what you mix in it is a smashed avocado and really chunky salsa. Talk about a good baked potato. A big honking baked potato. Scoop it all out, mix it up with butter, put it back in. You don't use sour cream, you don't use cheese. An avocado mashed and chunky salsa. The bomb. Talk about some good stuff. You ever tried that? There's some people that bake it again. I'm not necessarily into the twice bake, although I understand people would do it because I want my baked potato. And when people boil them, restaurants, they'll boil them and then kind of throw them in the oven to fake you out baked potato. Just give me a bowl of potato. I love that. But don't do it. But I don't want to do that. But mash an avocado in your baked potato. Here's another cheap one. If you don't have avocados, just as good. Sounds weird. Get you some green peas. Smash them. Mockacado. Guacamole. Like, not guacamole, guacamole. Season it the same way as your guacamole, but it's peas. just as good. I'm telling you, just as good. Okay, here's your next choice. Got about a dozen left. You ready? Are you grits or are you oatmeal? Which one are you that describes you that you like? Are you grits or are you oatmeal? Now, I got to tell you, I like oatmeals, but if I had to choose between the two, I freaking want grits. I love grits. Of course, it's just ground hominy, but grits with butter, salt, and pepper. I can do it with sugar on it, but that's not my one. I'm talking grits. Good grits. Really good grits. Really good farm butter with salt and pepper. I know that sounds weird. A lot of people think grits, right? Sugar. Or they don't cook the grits. They get instant grits and they leave clumps in it. But make your grits not with water. Make your grits with milk, cream if you have it, butter, salt, and pepper. Give me a bowl, baby. I don't like them on the sticky side, but I don't like them on the soupy side. They got to be right in between so you can kind of, you just eat around the edge and it gets a little more soft. But grits, which one are you? Grits or oats? We got a lot of oats people. And I like oats. I like all kinds of oats, flaked or still cut or whatever. I like cream of wheat, malto meal. I dig that shit. It's good. I don't have it a lot, but I like cream of wheat and malto meal too. But if I have to choose, I like grits. It's highly digestible, you're right, because it's hominy, which is basically soaked in lye. But one of the greatest pleasures for me is grits. Now, how do you make your grits better? Top them with fried eggs. Not have grits with your eggs. Make you a big bowl of grits, put you 2 or 3 fried eggs cut up in it. Now that's a bowl of grits. That's a bowl of grits. Oatmeal, I want oatmeal with true maple syrup in it or true brown sugar, right? I like that too. Okay, here's your next one. This might be a hard choice for you. Again, we're just doing binary. It's just choices. What are you as we get to know each other? Ready? Tacos or burritos? Which one are you? I like oatmeal with raisins and butter, Hamilton. I'm the same way. Load them up with raisins and dates. I like oatmeal. I love oatmeal that way. Which one are you? Are you a taco person? Or are you a burrito person? I know most people are both, but if you had to choose, which one are you? Now, for me, my burrito preference, I love burritos, but I love them toasted, where it's a crunchy outside, soft inside. But if I had to choose, I'm a taco person. I love tacos. And if you haven't tried the flat bottom tacos, the ones that don't break open every time you try to stuff it, stuffed freaking tacos. I'm not as much, I would rather have tacos with grilled chicken, slivered chicken or grilled beef on it versus meat substitute crap, like whatever, but tacos. Put a little beans. You got to put a little beans down first. If you can, rub the beans up on the side because then everything sticks and stays there. Some meat, some beans, sour cream, lettuce, pico, tons of raw, crunchy jalapenos on it. I'm a taco guy. I love taco night. Do y'all still do taco night? But I got to tell you, I like burritos too. I like Taco Bell. I don't eat there, but I like Taco Bell. In a pinch, it'll do, even though it's synthetic horse shit. But man, tacos. And then about every fourth taco foray, soft tacos. Fajitas, if you want to call it that. But soft tacos, I love soft tacos. So which one are you? Here's your next choice. Now, this could be for pets, this could be for raising, or this could be for eating. Are you a duck or a goose? In this case, duck, duck, goose. Are you a duck person or a goose person? Who said that? Marcia makes her own tortillas. I love that too. I, when I can make time, make my own tortillas. Primarily a good blue ground corn that I get from Mexico, the authentic maize. I love making my own tortillas. I like my tortillas, corn tortillas. I want them to be soft but chewy. Soft but chewy. Which one are you, duck or geese? Would you eat duck? Would you eat goose? Have you eaten duck? Have you eaten goose? Which one are you? Now, I got to tell you, ducks are fascinating. Geese are fascinating. I like eating duck. I love stir-fried duck. Barbecued duck is really good, even though it's a dark meat. Goose is really good. I raise geese. I raise ducks. Ducks can be really cute and loving. They can get attached to you, follow you around. Geese can be a little more aloof, but you want to talk about a smart animal, geese. And geese will raise any baby. And if you have ducks, you need a goose, because when the goose sees the hawks or the eagles coming over, they rush the ducks right into the woods so they don't get them. But geese are amazing. I have to say, if I had to pick between the two, I'll eat duck, raise geese. Right? Geese mate for life. They do mate for life. You got to get them in pairs. Most people don't know that. Right? They don't come in trios or anything like that. They forever mate. But talk about a good parent. Talk about a good trainer. My geese, if a geese, one of the little goslings will get sick, the sigents is what they're called, they'll come tell me, and I'll gather them up and nurse them back or whatever, right? You're right. Canadian geese is like beef. I have a lot of Canadian geese that come in on the ponds. Once you have a place that's prone to animals and they know you're an animal person, all kinds of wildlife will come visit you. But geese are great. Geese are really, really good. Okay, here you go. Ready? Goats or sheep? Sorry, not for sexual partners, just for raising or eating. Goats or sheep? And yes, widowed geese are a thing. It's heartbreaking. They're lonely. They mourn. They'll mourn themselves to death. Are you a goat person? Or are you a sheep person? Goat person or sheep person? Now, from a raising standpoint, if you're going to raise them, goats are amazing. Goats are like dogs. They want to love you. They want to be around you, right? They want to follow you around. They're curious. They're fun and they play. Between the two, the more fun and easier to raise is the goat versus the sheep. But if you've never eaten goat, goat is amazing eating. Goat burgers, goat tacos, goat fajitas. I have to say, between the two, I think the better eating is goat than sheep. But I got to tell you, I like mutton. I like sheep. I don't really like rack of lamb, leg of lamb. You know, is it rack of lamb? Not leg of lamb. Rack of lamb. You know, the little bitty wispy bone things with mint, whatever. It's just not my thing. I want it kind of charred, grilled like beef. But between the two, easier to manage, goats. Goats are amazing, right? And goats are incredible food. Their milk, their food, their the whole bit. Goats are the bomb, right? lanolin that comes from goats and sheep in their skin, naturally in the land. Do you know if you have them on your land, it repels fleas? You won't have fleas on your land. Goats will eat your orchards. Sheep won't. Sheep eat grass, not weeds. Goats eat weeds, not grass. Sheep will kill your grass because they'll pull it up by the nipple of the root and it won't grow back. That's why there were the sheep wars in the United States, because they kill all the grazing land. But a goat, the bomb. You want a money-making tip? For those of you that live on the outskirts of a town, go to the auction, get you a dozen scrub goats. In Texas, I can still get them for $10 a piece. No big deal. Run you an ad in Craigslist for land clearing. People need lots cleared. If it's fenced, great, no big deal. But you can get your electric fence, you run it around it, and you let your goats go. And it takes them about a week to do, we'll call it a 10-acre plot. And as tall as they can reach, they will wipe out all the poison oak, all the poison ivy, all the small trees, all the thorns, all the thistles, and everything that's left looks like a park and grass. And there's a bona fide business in it. And people make money at this. They have a little trailer and get them a little goats. What's interesting about it is every year your crews double, because that's how many they're going to have. But people make money clearing land because they'll clear around the trees, through the fences and everything else. And people make their living, and all they do, they can keep their goats and they'll just run ads. You need a fence line cleaned or whatever, and they'll frame it off and let the goats go, whether it be a day, 2 days, 3 days. And they're making great money running goats as fence cleaners. And they will literally eat as high as they can stand, but poison ivy, thistles, all that crap you don't want, they eat. So from that point, they're a good money maker. Okay, here's your next choice. Are you white onions or yellow onions? What's your preference? White onions, yellow onions. Some people refer to yellow as sweet. For me, I'm a white onion guy. I want the bite. I'll cook with yellow onions, but I don't really eat yellow onions raw. I don't know why. I guess I don't like the sweeter one, but I like good white onions. On sandwiches, purple onion, baby. Give me Bermudas. Right? Give me Bermudas. I love Bermudas, but I love onions. And yes, it's a privilege to eat whitey. Are you white onions? Are you yellow onions? See, 1, 2, 3. I got four more. Wait, 6 more. Ready? Here's your next one. Which are you? Do you know which are you? Ready? Are you fresh? Now, be honest. Are you fresh vegetables or frozen vegetables? Are you fresh vegetables or frozen vegetables? Are you A, fresh vegetables? Are you frozen vegetables? Which one has the most nutrition? Now, let's say you don't grow them in your yard and you live in a neighborhood and you go to the store and get them. Which one has more nutrition? What most people don't know is most frozen vegetables are really frozen from the field to frozen. It's almost 6 hours, and they retain more of their nutrients than anything. The ones that reach you in the store that you think are fresh are picked early. They don't develop the same nutritional profile and can be a few weeks old by the time they get to you. Technically, frozen is fresher, except they tend to use lower grade shit for frozen sometimes. but it's a true scientific fact. So if you can't grow them, right? Frozen veggies can be the more nutritious. What you don't want to do, you just don't want to beat them to death, cooking them down to whatever. And most of them you should just eat raw. Just let them thaw and eat them that way. But those are the freshest ones. Here you go. Grilled chicken, fried chicken. Yep, most of your veggies are flash frozen. That's what you want to look like. Flash frozen is what you want to look at. Which ones? Are you grilled chicken or are you fried chicken? And number one, weird part of me, right? I see people get Kentucky Fried Chicken at family reunions. They pull off the skin, set it aside. I gather up the crunchy skin, and I make me a sandwich with mayonnaise, crunchy chicken skin sandwiches, and they're just as good. However, I love grilled chicken. But if you're going to fry, then soak your chicken in some milk and lemon, or let them lemon soak. Sometimes you can do them pineapple juice too. Use an egg and a light flour batter. If you can, get tempura. Crunch up cornflakes in it. Quick fry them once. Pull them out. Let them cool. Batter them again. Put them back in and then fry them to completion. You want to talk about some damn good crunchy fried chicken? That's the bomb. But preferably, I like grilled if you can do it. But that's a good fried chicken recipe if you hadn't had it. Okay, here you go. Ready? Are you vodka or bourbon? Yep, you can soak them. Liberty Mom, right? Buttermilk. Vodka or bourbon? Which one are you? Some people, yeah, they skin their chicken when they fry it. I know that. I think the skin's the best part. I understand it. Are you vodka? The question is, are you vodka or are you bourbon? Now, for me, I love a good bourbon. I love vodka, but my particular preference in vodka is potato vodka, not corn vodka, not rye vodka, potato vodka. And you must keep your vodka in the freezer. Do you do that? It won't freeze. But cold vodka? One of the things I've threatened to do and want to do again, I want to have a vodka and caviar party. Do you like caviar? All kinds of caviar, all kinds of vodka, coal, ice sculpture. You pour it down the ice sculpture, it runs down the ice sculpture, gets cold into your gas. But are you vodka or bourbon? I would say if I had to choose between the two, I think I'd rather have a vodka or a gin. I like gin, vodka or gin, but good bourbons. What was it? 2 or 3 years ago, we sat down one evening and I did a program we drank, and I got some handmade bourbon when I went to the Kentucky Derby. Right? Good stuff. Okay. Peas or broccoli? You got to eat one. You got to choose one. Only got 2 more left. Are you peas or broccoli? Which one are you? Peas or broccoli? Do you know? I like peas. I like all kinds of peas. I'd rather have the pea in the hole, by the way. But if I had to choose, I'm down for broccoli. My number one way for me, broccoli on the grill. Do you ever eat grilled broccoli? I like peas. I'm the kind of guy, I like my mashed potatoes, and let me stir some peas and corn in the mashed potatoes. But if I had to choose between two, my favorite pea, flat snow peas. I love the flavor of snow peas. But broccoli, I like sugar snap too. I literally I love broccoli. I love grilled broccoli. I don't eat a lot of it, but au gratin broccoli or creamy broccoli. Between the two is broccoli. Now, let me ask you a question. See this piece of broccoli? Do you cut off and eat only the florets and don't eat the big stem? They taste the same. Quit throwing away the long stem. It's pure broccoli meat without the flowers. It's just as good. You're throwing it away. Got to eat the stem. It's some good stuff. In fact, you can cut them into little sticks if you want. Yeah. I see a lot of people agreeing. Mashed potatoes taste better when you mash in your peas and your corn. Some people are saying they peel the stem. I don't peel the stem because if you're getting broccoli and the stem is woody, you're getting old broccoli, right? But broccoli's the bomb. Okay, changing it up. You got to go one place. Are you going to Paris or are you going to London? Are you going to prefer to get a rectal exam? Might be better. Are you going to Paris or are you going to London? You got to choose one. Which one would you choose? Now, Allison says Paris. If it's food, it's Paris. If you're going for incredible food, and that's what you want, just good freaking food. And yeah, before immigration, it's and the gypsies have it overrun. Paris. Paris is food. Right? One of the things you eat on the streets, they have French baguette bread. And literally, it's just bread, butter, and a piece of ham. Street food in Paris is great. All food in Paris is great. In fact, it's very funny. The best Italian food, no, it sounds weird. The best Chinese food I've ever had was in Milan, Italy. The best Italian food I ever had was in Paris with David Bowie at a little bitty restaurant right off the Champs-Elysees. The most amazing Italian food I ever had. So Paris for food. London, tough. I prefer Scotland over the two, but London's fine. It's visit. I prefer the countryside to the city, but if you're going to do the shows, do the attractions, do the museums, but you're not getting good food in London. I don't know what it is. Do any of you think London is a foodie place? And I'm a foodie. I don't think London is a foodie place, right? But if I'm choosing the two, I think the most to get out is Paris. I love the architecture, which is like our Washington, D.C., because that's where it comes from. But far, far, far better attention and quality to food. And I'm such a foodie on that point that my chickens that I get my eggs from are French Marins, chocolate Marins, which are the French chef chickens. They lay an egg that's almost chocolate in color, really rich yolk. It's the bomb. Okay, here's your last choice. You ready? Pasta or pizza? And you're right. In England, baked beans with their eggs. Bangers and yeah, that just doesn't go for me. It's low grade food. Which one are you? Pasta or pizza? Most people are saying pasta. A really, 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 really good pasta. My favorite pasta would have to be angel hair, like really delicate pasta. I like tomato sauce, not cooked tomato sauce. It's where you take your tomatoes, you throw them in the water, the skins pop. As soon as the skins pop, you pull them out. You haven't cooked the tomato. You pull off the skin, and then you mash the tomato that's left, and it's basically still kind of raw. Put in fresh garlic. Toss that with the angel hair pasta. It's angel hair pomodoro. I'm not a big marinara guy. I don't know why. But give me raw tomato sauce. Again, you take your tomatoes. If you've never done this, try it, especially if you're a marinara person. It'll change your world. While you can get tomatoes, go get now, put you on a pot of water. Doesn't matter what the tomato is. It could be beefsteak. It could be early girl. It could be aroma. Doesn't matter. Throw them in the boiling water. The skins will pop. You're not boiling the tomato. They'll pop real quick. Take them out. Pull off the skin. Pull it off. Now you got the meaty, fleshy tomato. And then all you do is chop that up. It makes its own juice, its own broth, fresh flesh, but it's different than a raw tomato. Smash you up a bunch of garlic, mix it in, let it set for a while. If you can let it set for a while, that's great. Now you got juice and tomato and raw garlic. You let it set for a day if you can. Boil you some angel hair pasta. Put you some olive oil in the bottom of the bowl. Sprinkle in some good Parmesan or Reggiano if you have it. Put your angel hair pasta in, and then pour that sauce over the top. Put a little more olive oil, fresh basil. Angel hair pomodoro, the bomb. Anyway, I appreciate you doing this with me. All it was is just we learn more about each other. Just a little bit fun thing to do in this world that's trying to convince everybody they're binary. I mean, yeah, well, there's your binary choices. It's just a way for us to get to know each other. But I got to tell you, on pizza or pasta, fire oven cooked pasta is the bomb. If you can make a really good crust, super fresh local ingredients, but you're doing it in a fire brick oven, fired oven. There's something magical about that. And there's something magical about gathering with a bunch of friends if you have a fired oven, a true fire oven, right? You're just sitting outside and you kind of have all these kind of things to choose from, and you just kind of make up your pizzas and put them in. I love Gouda on a pizza if you've never done that. Barbecued onions on a wood-fired pizza are the bomb. Duck, ironically enough, barbecued duck on a pizza is the bomb. Truffles, white cheeses and truffle, man, good stuff. Wood fire pizza is the best. Anyway, I appreciate all of you joining me on this journey. And it was just to get to know each other a little bit better. What's going on? What do we like? What are some of our experiences? And it's always good to think about choices in life, and things like all of these can bring you really good, simple pleasure in this world where we're constantly riddled with hate and BS and politics. It's good to break away. Make it a point to get some good food and to get your hands in dirt. Share this program. Love you all.
Here's what is inside the pharmacy. Grow Soil Bible. Beautiful gardens, bountiful harvests, and homesteading abundant black gold. For too long, modern agriculture has poisoned the very ground beneath our feet. Synthetic NPK fertilizers delivered bigger yields at a devastating cost. They wiped out the teeming microbial life that once made soil rich, alive, and endlessly productive, trapping us in a cycle of chemical dependence and dying farmland. Now is the time to fight back. The Grow Soil Bible takes you on a powerful journey back to the ancient wisdom that created the world's most fertile soils. Discover the secrets of Amazonian terra preta, also called black gold, born from biochar, fish bones, compost, and microbial magic. Master the art of Chinese green tea composting and Japanese bokashi to transform kitchen scraps and yard waste into living, breathing super soil. Whether you're a backyard gardener, passionate homesteader, or family determined to build real food security, this book gives you everything you need. Step-by-step instructions, precise natural ingredients lists, and proven techniques to grow your own ultra-fertile dirt instead of buying dead bags from the store. Become a true dirt farmer. Revive the microorganisms that power life. Break free from synthetic slavery and slow chemical suicide, and create abundant, nutrient-dense harvests that feed your family for generations. Your garden, your orchard, your future. It all starts with the soil.
Would you ever eat government vaccines? Feed your family hormones or antibiotics? Never ever do that to your family. So why buy beef the same way you've always bought beef? You're buying meat glue bonded, hormone-filled, antibiotic-riddled grocery store meat. Say no to supermarket medicated Franken meats and say hello to NeverEverBeef.club. Always 100% USDA prime or high choice. That's restaurant grade. Never Ever is not ever just select beef or even standard or ungraded store branded meat. It's simply the very best cut and tasting steak you have ever had. We have never ever given our herd hormones, antibiotics, or even mRNA vaccines. Never ever. Pure blood genetics. We've raised our herds this way for over 30 generations. They simply have never ever had antibiotics, hormones, or killer vaccines. Grass-fed the way nature intended, in almost 500,000 acres of high pasture environments. Finished off with non-modified feed crops we grow ourselves. We even own our own 210,000 square foot processing plant. And as an added bonus for our NeverEverBeef.club members, we age our steaks in our state-of-the-art 780,000 cubic foot aging facility. Only top restaurants do that, so they can charge you $100 or more for a little bitty steak. We age our meat because we want you to have the very best restaurant quality USDA prime or high choice, pure blood, purebred beef at a price your family can afford in these financially challenging times. Sure, you can keep paying the price for supermarket cheap, standard, and ungraded store meat brands if you love feeding your family Franken meat. So never ever settle for less. Join our NeverEverBeef.club. Take control of your health and your family food supply right now. Join NeverEverBeef.club. We are real people with real families just like you. So we personally customize your order right over the phone. Now that's customer service. And there is absolutely no obligation when we call. You decide what bundle is best for your needs. No hormones, antibiotics, or even mRNA vaccines. Never had them and never ever will. Never ever cut corners on your food supply or family's health. Join NeverEverBeef.club now.
Did you know there really is a 1,000-plus-year-old abundance and food security secret, which has been kept from modern mankind? Now that secret is published and out in the open, all thanks to the amazing best-selling book, Ancient Secret for Growing Giant Fruit in Small Spaces. Is there really a secret method for growing giant fruit? The answer is yes. But what is even more exciting is this secret method was specifically designed for small spaces. From big yards and land plots to apartment patios and decks, you can grow giant fruit in exceptionally small places, like a garage wall, patio wall, or even your backyard fence. This secret method is truly ancient knowledge, which was exclusively practiced by kings, queens, and the ruling class within their grand palaces, castles, and estates. But thanks to this simple, easy-to-understand and follow book, those ancient secrets are being revealed to everyone who wants to grow their own food and achieve real food security. Think about that. At one time, the secrets and techniques in this book were only reserved for the estates, castles, and lands of rulers and royalty. And now you can do the same thing for your own home. Remember, your home is your castle, and the only ruler you are accountable to is yourself. So why not fashion your home gardens into those which are fit for a king? There is even more than you could ever imagine inside the chapters of this groundbreaking book. Secrets like how to trick fruit trees, which normally take 3 to 5 years to bear fruit, in producing fruit in a matter of months. Or how to use this ancient method to train your fruit trees to not only produce more abundance of nutritious and luscious fruit, but get those fruits to be 25%, 50%, even up to 100% larger than regular grocery store produce. This book is an exciting journey back in time, weaving in and out of various periods in history, filled with fascinating people and the stunningly beautiful lost art of Jovan Hutton Pulitzer's bestseller, How to Grow Giant Fruit in Small Spaces. Get your colorful hardbound or soft copy of this amazing bestseller from Amazon. Learn this lost art, achieve true food security, and then pass this along to your children and grandchildren.
Do you have the #1 runaway bestseller as part of your homesteading library? Introducing the Food Forest Bible, How to Create a Food Forest, Sustainable, Self-Managing, Natural Food Production for Self-Sufficiency and Food Security. We all know the system is broken, but food, sovereignty, and survival are up to you. Will you comply or defy their plan for us all? You will own nothing, eat bugs, and be happy, or so the system says. Is this why America's largest food processing plants and food supply plants keep burning down? Do you really think this is a coincidence? Of course not. The system is telling us right to our faces what they have planned for us. You have a choice. Comply or simply defy their plan for us all. Defy the system's plan and execute your own plan. Abundant, safe, secure, natural food supply. Introducing the Food Forest Bible, this bestseller by Jovan Hutton Pulitzer is the single most complete, executable, easy-to-follow plan for sustainable, self-managing food production for self-sufficiency and food security. For the first time ever, a coffee table, heirloom quality, full-color book which unlocks the ancient secrets of creating a food forest. Imagine planting in a way which requires no digging, no pesticides, and creates massive ancient food abundance. No fooling. Food forests are the ancient secret to planning and planting once, and have your own Garden of Eden, which will feed your family for decade after decades. Buck the system. Buck the New World Order and order your very own copy of Jovan Hutton Pulitzer's Food Forest Bible. Learn how to create a sustainable, self-managing, natural food production for self-sufficiency and food security for your family. Side yard, small yard, backyard, backlot, or even lots of acres. The Food Forest Bible works for everyone. Order on Amazon, hardcover, or softcover. Buck the system. Don't comply. Expertly defy the system. Get your copy of the runaway bestseller, The Food Forest Bible, How to Create a Food Forest, Sustainable, Self-Managing, Natural Food Production for Self-Sufficiency and Food Security. Now.
Is technology killing our children? Are we inadvertently tuning our precious children and grandchildren into killers? The Gollum effect is real and it is stealing our children. Award-winning, 4-time best-selling author, technology pioneer and futurist, Jovan Hutton Pulitzer presents the definitive manual saving your children, grandchildren, and all future children from the Gollum effect. Precious pixels. Deadly devices, how the digital and social era is creating killer kids. The Gollum effect is real, and it is stealing our children. The Gollum effect is not fiction or exaggeration. It is the quiet, relentless transformation happening in homes, schools, and bedrooms across our nation. Just as Smeagol became the hollow, obsessive Gollum clutching his precious ring, our children are being consumed by screens, algorithms, and digital validation that promise connection but deliver isolation, anxiety, fractured attention, and distorted identities. We see it in the toddler who tantrums without a tablet, the teen who cannot hold a conversation without checking notifications, and the young adult adrift in comparison and purposeless scrolling. As parents and as a nation, we must name this enemy clearly. It is not neutral technology. It is a powerful force engineered for addiction that preys on developing brains, eroding the very qualities our children need most. Deep focus, real relationships, resilience, creativity, and a secure sense of self. Ignoring it or downplaying it has already cost us dearly. Our most precious commodity, our children, our future, is at stake, and the time for complacency is over. We must know the enemy in this battle and be willing to face them head-on. To win this battle, we must first know the enemy and then face it with courage and strategy. The Gollum effect thrives on convenience, normalization, and profit-driven design that exploits boredom, fear of missing out, and the human need for connection. It hollows out childhood through endless stimulation while starving young minds of unstructured play, nature, hands-on mastery, and undivided attention from loving adults. Facing it means rejecting the lie that everyone is doing it or that screens are harmless entertainment. It requires intentional action, delaying personal devices, creating tech-free zones and rhythms, prioritizing outdoor adventures and real-world skills, teaching critical thinking about algorithms and comparison, and modeling presence ourselves. Parents, educators, extended family, faith communities, and mental health professionals all have vital roles. The good news is that practical, proven strategies exist, from family media audits and screen-free weeks to rich offline learning, spiritual formation, and accountability partnerships. We do not have to fight alone. When we name the threat and choose presence over convenience, we begin reclaiming the minds and hearts of our children. We can win this battle and save our future, but you must have a solid knowledge base and the tools needed to win. We can win this battle, and we must, for the sake of our children and the soul of our nation. Every family that implements device curfews and real-world adventures, every classroom that goes phone-free during learning, every faith community that forms identity in something eternal, and every young person who chooses accountability and purpose strikes a blow against the Gollum effect. Victory looks like children who play creatively for hours, teens who build deep friendships and meaningful skills offline, and young adults who enter life with focus, resilience, and hope. It looks like families eating together undistracted, laughing, and truly knowing one another. The battle is winnable because human beings were made for more than pixels. We were made for wonder, relationship, creation, and contribution. Our children are worth every uncomfortable choice, every boundary, and every redirected hour. Let this be our rallying cry. We see the enemy, we know how to fight it, and we will not surrender the minds and futures of our most precious gift. Together, as parents and as people, we can break the hold of the Gollum effect and raise a generation that is truly free, present, purposeful, and full of life. Available on Amazon, hardbound, paperback, and ebook. Order now. The time to act is now. Our children are counting on us.